Here comes your pre-market summary for Tuesday, February 21st. Seeing a little bit of follow through. Back to the downside we go for futures at this point. Coming off pretty negative end to last week as we headed into the holiday shortened week. This week we get the Fed meeting minutes coming up tomorrow, Wednesday afternoon. We'll get that at 2 p.m. That'll be the major economic market moving event this week. GDP to come later on in the week as well. Here's how futures are setting up so far this morning. 0.8 to the downside for the S&P. Basically flat there for the Dow. 1% for the NASDAQ. It is tech leading. Yields are higher to start things off, both the 2 and the 10-year. Back to essentially session highs here, testing highs from Friday right now. TSX futures here in Toronto, 0.6 to the downside. There's Brazil already open, trading lower. 0.5% for crude, 0.5% for Bitcoin, heading in the opposite directions. Ethereum down better part of 1.5% as well. So that's how things ended, if you remember, back on Friday. Still, we're on track. I read this morning, we're on track for the 4th positive month in the last 5 for the NASDAQ. So not bad overall. Still holding the top end of the range here. We did get back above 300 and close above 300 there on Friday. So pretty good look overall. Having a look at Apple to start things off this morning. Not a huge news story, but noteworthy. Foxconn chairman set to visit the COVID-hit iPhone plant in Shanghai this week for 4 days. And is said to relay any kind of complaints along to the company. So we'll talk about Apple coming up here. We'll watch Google and Microsoft. Microsoft with a bit of a lackluster demo of their AI technology back on Friday. We'll talk about Alphabet and Google here, both coming off back-to-back very red days. JD.com down big time here this morning on this report. They're set to launch a subsidiary that will challenge Pinduoduo. So I noticed both JD and PDD downside in a big way this morning. We'll talk about those coming up. Tesla getting into the mining game. Apparently, reports suggesting they could be looking at this Sigma lithium in terms of a buyout maybe to supply their own lithium to battery production going forward. Meta back on watch. Tencent said to be in talks to maybe sell the company's Quest VR headsets in China. We'll have a look at Walmart and Home Depot down here as well, both reporting earnings this morning. And an interesting note on Uber, 25,000 EVs in India coming shortly to an Uber ride near you. Grab the watch list, guys. Use that QR code on screen. We're coming up here in less than 30 minutes on TraderTV.Live.